Hey, girlfriend, you know who you are. You have big, big dreams. You want to write a book, stand on a TED Talk stage, be a life coach offering wisdom from your RV in Montana, a cafe in Barcelona, or a beach chair in Tulum. Your other girlfriends and your family, they don't always get your biz savvy. Why do you want to leave your JOB? Because you're a C.A.T.S, aka coach, author, thought leader, and speaker. Meet other change makers like yourself and find out how they make it happen. This is the Big Meow podcast.
Hello, Cats. It's Kristen, and I'm here with Anne Hjelmfelt. Hi, Anne.
Good morning, Kristen. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. So I love what you said about we have so many tasks that we feel that we need to accomplish that we're just not having any joy in our lives.
Correct. Yes. So my company is Mindfully Inspired, and I am all about finding the joy and making sure that that's part of our lives and just living true to ourselves and our values and bringing that fun back in.
Why do you think we're so busy?
My opinion is we're looking around for comparison, right? We're like, oh, that person's doing that. I better learn that. I better do that. And we just kind of get into all of these trajectories where we're making promises and doing, and forgetting, hey, that's not my value. I don't live by that. This is fun to me. This is my downtime and my way to connect and fill my cup. So I think a lot of it is that sort of comparison mode. Like there's so much to do and be part of that we don't want to miss out. So we're always looking to do a little better instead of checking back in like, hey, what works for me? What do I love to do?
Gosh, I think that's so true. And I feel like, especially for us women, we're all doers. I know I'm a big doer. Like I have 4 children. They're all adults now, but I had my to-do list for them, my to-do list for myself, my to-do list for my clients, my to-do list for my business. And, there are nights that I would just collapse in bed so exhausted that, I found that a lot of times I didn't get around to my own self-care just because I had so many things to do. Just full transparency, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Just this mountain of action items.
Yes, absolutely. And I think, as you mature, you realize what those priorities are and just decide what really needs my attention, what has to be taken care of now, like not to get rid of the to-do list. It's just a matter of prioritizing a little more and looking at that calendar, like what really needs to be done and how do I make sure that I'm carving in that playtime and that downtime and filling so I can serve and I can be that true fun me and show up for others in the best way possible.
What do you think the role of social media is in all of this? Do you think it pushes us? Do you think it's a big driver?
I really do. I do. I have possibly, like most people, I have a little love-hate. It's like, oh my goodness, did I do that? It's been 3 days, that sort of thing. Because you want to have that connection, right? So it's social media. You want to be social and connect and make sure people know who you are and what you're doing, what you're up to, and share and connect. But I still think there's a balance to that. There's a harmony, and playing with your time of giving and making sure you're giving to yourself and the people that are most important to you in your life. So I think it just plays along, and it depends what we choose to give our attention to and how we can honor ourselves and where we're really truly needed.
Do you have a philosophy that carries you forward?
I do. And it is really stay in your own lane and to, as humans, we tend to compare. That's just our nature, but to really stay true to those values and who we are, like what really lights us up and fills our cup and what makes us happy and how is that nurturing happening? Who are the people who complement and give you that energy that you want to be surrounded with versus, oh, I have to do this, I have to do that. Yeah, so my philosophy has definitely changed over time. I feel like I've evolved into someone who can be totally fine staying in Saturday night and, struggling with my voice. So yeah, just really staying in your lane and not feeling like you have to compare and live up to something that's described out there as how you should be.
Well, I always have to stay in on Saturday night. I live in Santa Fe, New Mexico. There's absolutely nothing going on.
Oh,
Sometimes I'm like, we gotta go somewhere just because I can't stand it.
right. Yeah, I
I think
definitely can't hang in the college town anymore, but
yeah, exactly. It's so funny. I think for myself, like one of the realizations I had that freed me so much is I got rid of that, always having that destination point, right? Like there was always like this point, when I
Yeah.
finish that book, when I'm done editing that documentary film, when I get this project done, then I can relax or pick back up my meditation practice,
Yes.
or, all these things. I always had this kind of like ball, but it was not rolling towards me. It was rolling away from me. And
Absolutely. Yeah.
Mhm.
No, I love that. I've just probably in the past couple of years, I've really embraced the process goal idea instead of the ultimate destination goal, as you sort of spoke to. So
It's a
enjoying
trap. I'm here to tell you.
oh, enjoying that
This is
process.
awful.
Yeah. And if you're familiar with the gap and the gain, so you're always
Mhm.
looking like, oh, I'm not there yet, instead of like, gosh, I've done fantastic things. I've met wonderful people. Like, let me celebrate along the way and just embrace that process of learning and experiencing and growing and sharing. And that's so much more rewarding. It just is such a more fulfilling life, and not to dismiss any long-term goals. It just allows you to be and enjoy the time spent in investing your knowledge and gifts.
So I don't know, give us 3 things that us entrepreneurs can implement right now that'll give us a really great pivot into this more balanced, harmonious life.
Ooh, I know self-care is a buzzword, but it is so, so, so important. And it can just look so many ways. Like I've really turned myself into a morning person now. So, just having my essential oils or meditation or something that gets me started. So having that intention for the day. How do I want to show up? Who do I want to be? So that would be a start. And self-care can look like my son and I like to have a spontaneous dance party. That's self-care because you're laughing and goofing off, right? So what does
Right.
that look like? Um, and to just, again, like, I'm kind of repeating the values, but it's just so important to touch back in with yourself and to revisit what are your goals and why. Like, what is your why? Why is that giving you that momentum each day to get up and look forward to what you do? Because then it's so much more fun and you just have that creativity open in your life.
That's such a big thing for me these days. I'm always asking my question, like, is this fun? Like, am I
Yeah.
enjoying this? Yes, that we have to do work, right? Like, because
Yeah.
we're entrepreneurs, we own our own business and it's not going to happen if we don't work on it, but it has to be fun. It has to at least have some fun element to it. Or I don't know. I find myself definitely saying no, if there's no joy in it.
For sure. And to make it your lifestyle, right?
Right.
It's not the lifestyle, kind of back to the social media. It doesn't have to look like this, because that was successful for someone else. That was their methodology. Yours is, well, this fits with my lifestyle and how I want that to be. And I really enjoy X, and this is really fun for me.
Right. No, absolutely. I love what you're saying, Marianne. So what's next for you?
I'm super excited. I'm launching a new coaching program. I'm certifying as a stress, sleep, and recovery coach. Just on my journey, having been an addictions coach, I've seen that stress can really take the downside. We need that good stress, that eustress, to keep us going and motivated and on time and all of those things. But a lot of the addiction side, I saw the stress take a bad route. And I really wanted to dig into that to get to the core of what people were dealing with. And I'm just diving into this because I've just had transformation myself, and it's sharing that knowledge and wanting to help those realize their own stress levels and how they can live in harmony with their work and their life, and have healthy ways of dealing with stress, because it'll always be there. But there's so many great ways to work through it.
Absolutely. That's so exciting. Well, congratulations. And where can we find you, Marianne?
So my website is mindfullyinspired.com, all one word, all connected. Instagram, mindfully.inspired.
Okay.
And I would love to offer anyone who's listening half off of my new program if they mention it when they sign up for a 30-minute consultation.
Awesome. That's an awesome deal. Well, Marianne, thank you so much for being on the Big Meow. It was super fun.
Thank you so very much, Kristen. It's such a pleasure, and I love what you ladies are putting together. It's so needed, and it's fun, right? We get to share and enjoy each other's insights. So I'm very grateful for this.
Thanks for listening to the Big Meow podcast, sponsored by C.A.T.S Network. If you liked what you heard, please take a moment to subscribe and share this podcast with your friends. You can also join our network filled with positivity and possibility. Visit www.catsnetworking.com to join us and learn more, together with your magical, motivated, and mystical new friends at C.A.T.S Network. Let's transform 1 million lives with your message. Are you feeling isolated sitting at home in your PJs? Or perhaps you're tired of the comfy sweatpants with holes in them that are hidden just below the camera? I mean, you could puke at the thought of another day of Zoom meetings and reporting to your BOSS. Do you want freedom from your home office desk or the office cubicle? Do you want freedom from your current career? Or are you frustrated that your online biz dreams are going nowhere? It's all too overwhelming. Where do you start? All the tech, the choices, and your message. Yep, I said your message, your brand, your voice. What is it? Do you even know what that means? Do you need a biz coach but don't want to invest the big bucks? Let's face it, being a solopreneur is lonely, but you don't have to do it alone. And here's a solution. Join C.A.T.S Network. C.A.T.S Network is a woman-only membership community exclusively available to you, the life coach or executive coach, the author, the thought leader, or the public speaker. If you identify with this list or want to work on adding some of these to your skill set, C.A.T.S is the place for you. Check us out at www.catsnetworking.com. That's C.A.T.S networking.com. Because let's face it, cats are better together.